Hello and good morning and welcome to a warm-up stretch session. So I'm going to just lead you through some basic stretches that I really love to do in my mornings or in the afternoons or just in general before any kind of flow session. It's a good way to get you out of your head and into your body, a good way to get your joints moving, your muscles kind of warmed up and ready to flow, because a lot of repetitive movements with the staff can be quite, not so good for your body if you're really not warmed up properly. So I always say that, if you spend like at least 10, 15 or 20 minutes or something like this warming up, that your flow session or your practice session is going to just, you're going to progress so much faster because your body just has way more range of movement. For example, your muscles are warmed up, your energy is flowing a lot more freely if you do a proper warm-up. So it's just going to make your training session just be so much better. So basically I'm just going to lead it through. I like to start from the head down to the toes. It's always a good guide if you don't really know where to start. So I'm just going to talk along the way and you're just going to follow along with what I'm doing. So enjoy this little warm-up session. So first of all, we're going to start with the head. I like to ground myself a bit first, like get my feet, push my feet into the floor, feel my feet on the floor, the nice connection to the earth. So you feel nice and stable at first. And with your breath, you just want to be a natural breath. There's no deep inhales, deep exhales, for example. We're just going to breathe normally and naturally. So if you want, you can also close your eyes. So when I close my eyes, I like to even bring my attention into my neck. And then I'm just going to make big circles with the neck. And while you're doing this, you can really bring your focus into your neck. Back the other way. And maybe if it's the first thing you've been doing in the morning, your neck will feel quite stiff. And you can hear little bones cracking. I can hear them in my neck right now. It's nice to just pay attention to that, to just feel what it's like for the weight of your head to stretch your neck. And we're just going to nod our head yes and no. So yes, up and down, no, from side to side. And I'm going to bring my chin now into my chest and just let the back of my hands rest on the back of my head. And you're just letting the weight of your hands pull down gently on the back of your head. And maybe you want to even feel that you can send your breath up and down the spine. And we're going to drop the right ear now to the right shoulder. Again, you can close your eyes if you really want to. You can feel into the space up the side of your neck. You can also use your opposite hand here to just push down to the floor, to the opposite side of your body that the head is stretching down. So with this, I'm using my right hand now to just gently pull on the side of my head. You're not using a lot of pressure. It's just a gentle pull. It's almost like just the weight of your hand is just gently pulling down on the side of your head. Now we'll switch sides. And with the opposite hand, if you are pushing it down to the floor on the opposite side of the body, you'll notice that the stretch is intensified. So this is up to you and how much pressure you want to push your hand down towards the floor with. And we're going to look now into our armpit as if we're smelling our armpit. We're just going to gently pull down on the back of our head now. And while I'm doing this, my hips are tucked in and my spine is up straight. And we'll switch sides. So if your neck is quite stiff, this can feel amazing already, just this basic neck stretches. I recommend you do this every day, even if you're not going to be training. So we'll move from the head down past the neck into the shoulders now. So we're going to roll the shoulders up to the ears on your inhales, and exhale, roll them back and down. So we just continue making circles. And the feeling is this, as if your shoulders are kind of melting down your back. So you're lifting up as if you're shrugging, and then exhaling, your shoulder blades are melting down your back. And we'll reverse the circles. Inhale, your shoulder blades and your shoulders come back and up. And then exhale, they roll forwards and down. Then what I like to do from here is create like a wave from my shoulders down my arms into my fingers. So it's almost like you're drawing energy up through your feet, and it's like a wave. And it comes up into your shoulders lift, and then your elbows lift, and then your hands lift, and then your fingers release, and then you come down. So it's inhaling, shoulders come up, waving all the way to the fingers, and then exhaling, coming down. So you have this nice wave-like sensation. Nice. Now we're going to start to make big circles with the arms. Nice and wide. And we're going to start to bounce a little bit into the knees. So while you're doing this, your legs and your knees are starting to get moving. The energy is starting to flow a little bit, hopefully. And we're going to make the circles smaller. So small that the circles almost become like a bounce, and your arms are just bouncing now. And reverse. Circles get bigger. And bounce. Beautiful. And now we're going to swing the arms. So while we're doing this, you can see my knees just bouncing. So we want to just keep the body nice and loose. And as you're doing this, just like you're shaking any stuck energy in the arms down to the hands. And you're just getting it out. And we're going to pivot now from one foot to another, and we're going to swing the arms. And while we're doing this, we're letting the arms slap the body. So your arms are also waking up your internal organs by slapping, activating. And as I'm doing this, you can see I'm pivoting from one foot to another. So your hips, your legs, everything's starting to get involved. Sound effects always help. Nice. So we're going to move from the shoulders down to the elbows and the wrists and the forearms. So we're going to make some circles now. In whatever direction you feel, so you can start to play around with the different concepts that we had before. So same time, same direction. Different timings. Maybe you've seen the Karate Kid. It's kind of like the Karate Kid, like wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi style. So while we're doing this, you can see also my body is rocking, is moving. So while this is happening, my legs are starting to move. It's not just a solid movement like this. You can make it like that, of course, but I like to just bring a bit more freedom into the body, a bit more looseness. So from here, we can move down to the wrists. So I'm just making some nice circles. So this is quite like a fast warm-up session that I would do if I want to do like a full body kind of thing. If you want to go more specific into the wrists, for example, I do have a lesson in the course just on the wrists and also just on the shoulders. So if you want to just spend more time in those areas, you can just go to those videos and spend a little bit more time where you feel you need it. Flexing. Bringing the hands together, clasp the fingers together, elbows together. So really just warming up the wrists. Both directions. Nice, shake them out. Like you're flicking water off your fingers. Nice, give yourself a little bit of a shake. And we'll move down a little bit. We'll come, back to the chest. We'll just start to do some nice circles with the chest moving. You can put your hands on your hips, whatever you feel. Both directions. And we're going to go down to the hips, same kind of movement, circulating the hips. It can be big circles, it can be little circles, mixing it up. Both directions. Of course, if you feel like you want to spend a little bit more time on each position on the body, you can. This is just a quick overview of running through for a warm-up. And we're going to do some hip tucks and untucks. So it's looking like this. So I'm pulling my hips forward as if you're kind of thrusting forwards, and then sticking the bum out. Thrusting, sticking. This. Okay, nice. So we're going to move down now to the legs. I'm going to bring my weight onto my left foot, and I'm going to let my right foot hang freely. So you can also play around a little bit with this, the balance, what it's like to have one foot lifted. And we're going to make some circles with the leg. Both directions. And we're going to straighten the leg out, pointing and flexing the toe, the foot. Circles. And now we're going to get into the hip as well. So we're going to make some figure 8 movements now with the knee. So again, weight on the foot, and we're going to start to make these kind of figure 8 movements. This can be a little bit tricky on the balance. So you can start really slow at first, go faster, Start to turn the body a little bit so it becomes like a whole twisting action. And shake the leg out. We'll switch legs, bringing the weight to the right foot. Again, playing around a little bit with the balance, what it's like to play around with this. And then when you're ready, bringing more of a center through your foot, finding your balance and making circles. Pointing, flexing. Beautiful. And again, our figure eight. And shake it out. And just shake a little bit. Nice to just shake any last little bits of tension out of the body. Shake the legs, shake the arms. And now we're gonna just do some nice spinal waves. So the way we're gonna do this is, what I like to do is just plant my feet firmly into the floor. And we're gonna dive all the way down and fold forwards. And then we're going to reverse the dive, so we bring back up, our head comes up. And then as we exhale, our chin goes into our chest, and then we roll down. And we inhale, we reverse dive up again. And then exhale, we tuck the chin into the chest and bring our head down. Inhale up and exhale down. So this should start to feel like more of like a wavy kind of sensation. Yeah. And now we're going to reverse it. So we're going to dive out, and then we're going to tuck the chin into the chest and roll up. Exhale, dive forwards. Inhale, roll up. So it's going to look like this. Exhale out. Inhale, roll up. Inhale, roll out. Inhale, come up. Okay, so you can do as many of those as you like. They're super nice to get the spine warmed up. We're going to come down now to a little bit of a squat position. So I really love this position to help open up the hips. And if you're not so flexible, you can be on your toes. Otherwise, feet flat on the floor. And you can just rock around a little bit here. Bring the elbows to the insides of the knees and just push them out if you want to get a little bit more of a stretch. And again, if you wish, you can stay down here for as long as you want. I do this all the time, even when I'm not training, whenever I have spare time and I'm just sitting around, maybe even watching a movie, doing some laptop work. I even sit like this. It's actually super nice. You kind of get hooked on it once you've done it a few times. And then we're going to bring our hands to the floor and just straighten the legs. And then come back down, straighten the legs, come back down, straighten the legs, come back down, and then straighten the legs one more time. Walk the feet in so they're a little bit closer now. And we're just going to hang forwards here and stay hanging for a little bit. So this is really nice to also just hang here and just let your head relax and let your jaw relax, your face relax. And basically what you're doing is you're just letting gravity and the weight of your head stretch your spine. So you can even take a hold of the opposite elbows here and really just hang. You can sway from side to side a little bit. And take some nice deep breaths here. And the more you straighten your legs out, the more this becomes a hamstring stretch as well. So if you feel you're really tight in the hamstrings, you can also bend your knees a little bit. And you never want to have your knees completely locked out because it's not so good on the joints and the knees. So you always want to have a tiny micro bend or a bigger bend if you don't have the flexibility just yet. Either way, we're going to slowly start to roll up to a standing position, so similar to what we did before with our spinal rolls. Our chin is tucked in towards our chest. I'm going to slowly roll up as if someone is just zipping your spine up like a zipper on a jacket. And then your head gets to the top. Shake yourself out a little bit. Make some sound. Maybe you want to use your voice to also just let out a little bit of, maybe you're holding on to some tension or tightness. And shake yourself out. Beautiful. So this is just a little quick warm-up. It's beautiful to do before you train. Like I said, you can take as much time as you want in each position. If you feel you're a bit tighter in other places, please do so. Like I said, also there is more of a refined version of how to stretch your wrists and also your shoulders in the other videos. And of course, there is the yoga videos as well. So if you want to go deeper into more things, go onto those videos and check them out. Either way, have a beautiful training session. I hope your body's feeling a bit more looser and warmer. The energy is flowing a bit more freely. And yeah, enjoy your training session. I'll see you on the next tutorial. Much love to you.